every chapter of Tokyo Ghoul, Ishida just continues to drop more and more hints, and more blatant hints at that, about the potential connection between Kaneki and Sasaki Heisei. I'm going to continue to stand by the fact that they're the same person, and I'll get into the new little clues that have been included in this episode that make me think that one of them is quite blatant. But I really like this chapter because, you know, we got more characterization for some of the Quinque squad members a little bit, and the mystery with Torso and everything deepened, so I really like that aspect. So Tokyo Ghoul chapter 3, the beginning, we see Urie and Shirazu kind of talking with Chie, and we see that she's fucking crazy with the intelligence and whatnot. She's a camerawoman that has clear insight into all this ghoul knowledge, and, you know, people have been telling me that she is a friend of Tsukiyama's from the novels and whatnot, and she's deep in the whole ghoul universe. It seems as though, you know, she's a friend of Kanye as well, and you see that in the opening chapter, and you see that she refers to a model that she wants to give Sasaki's shit to, his personal effects and whatnot, and I was just like, yo, is this girl just kind of creepy as well? Like, is she just trying to, appropriate Sasaki's things and kind of sniff them and be creepy and stalkerish and whatnot? But I believe the person she wants to give it to is Kanye, and for whatever reason, I don't know. But the fact that she is keen on Sasaki in and of itself, that Kanye as a ghoul could be interested, and their connection with, you know, Ayato, Hinami, aogiri, and all of that, potentially, and, you know, Chie being involved with Tsukiyama on the side, which has yet to be formally revealed within the canon, all that plays into the fact that Sasaki must have some deeper connection to the ghoul universe than just, you know, being a CCG investigator with these Quinque enhancements and whatnot, these little ghoul-type enhancements. And you see that with the RC cell level, the multiple hints to Kaneki, from his look to his demeanor to his actions, his interests, and his age, just so many fucking clues. And with that, that's just another small indication that, you know, Sasaki has something to do with Kanye. Just Chie's interest in him by trying to get his personal effects hints at that for me. You see, you know, I like the characterization of Urie in this, how he's just kind of sneaky, trying to keep the information that he obtained about Torso to himself, and he's quite smart and intelligent. His goal is to be, you know, to get out of the Quinque squad and move on to whatever that squad is that he wants to be a part of and get promoted to the highest rank of CCG investigator. And I like his ambition, I like the character and how he's going against Sasaki for what reason or another, I'm not sure. He doesn't really give a shit about Sasaki or trust him, and he manipulates Shirazu into not telling Sasaki as the team leader to say anything. So I like to see just that aspect of his character and how fucking crafty and fucking beast he is in terms of figuring things out. He already suspected Torso was a taxi driver before we even get that reveal in this, and, you know, just even before Sasaki was able to do so. So you see how fucking beastly Uri is, and I can't wait to see him go in. I'm looking forward to that. Shirazu, I love his character design. I like his personality. He's just that, you know, kind of goofball kind of character that you always have on any squad, just providing some comic relief, going in very impatient and has a short temper and whatnot. And you see that his goal, as Uri points out, is he needs money for some undisclosed reason, and he needs to be promoted for some undisclosed reason. So I can't wait to see him built up as well. I'm just liking how they're starting to touch on the little Quinque squad members a little more here and there, giving you more insight into them. Same with Mitsuki, as she tails Sasaki to go and meet with the priest later on, Pora, and yeah, you see that her demeanor is just I keep wanting to call Mitsuki a girl because the demeanor of Mitsuki is just so girlish, and the look is just so girlish, but it's, dude, I have to remember that every time. But like that characterization, seeing that, and seeing Sasaki's characterization and just a different side of his personality as well, where he's like, I want to be serious, Sasaki, and you see that sinister look in his face where he's like, well, I know Uri is trying to get one over on me, I gotta beat him to the punch on this, I'm going to be the one, you think you can play games with me, and he's just going hard. You just see that sinister look in his eye, and I'm like, even Mitsuki is like a little bit taken aback, and I'm just like, damn, I never saw this side of Sasaki coming, but there's clearly a lot more going on in this dude's mind. But you see he's quite talented at his job, going to meet with Purpura. He has some sort of history with him, and seeing the priest back, Amon's fucking stepfather, the double S rank ghoul, we knew that he'd be back. The CCG's been going to this man for info for the longest, and he really only tells Sasaki what he should have been able to deduce already, what Ure has already deduced, that Torso is a cab driver based on the locations and everything. And I like the insight that Purpura was able to provide into Torso's methodology in just eating the torso, and what that indicates about him as a ghoul, whether he's afraid of humanity, whether he... And Sasaki points out the features of the face and things like that that really characterize human beings, and him being afraid of that. And they're able to finally narrow it down to the fact that Torso is indeed a taxi driver. And I like that whole situation. And what the main thing is that points me towards, you know, Sasaki being Kaneki once again in this chapter is you see that fucking panel. You see those panels on that next page right after he meets with Purpura and he has that dream. And it's just like when Rize used to haunt Kaneki's mind. You see the straight up Kaneki looking figure with the black fingernails, the white hair kind of pressed up against Sasaki, just kind of wrapping his hands around him. You see that fucking eye just blaring at him. He's like, yo, you're just like Purpura. You feel like you're being used and you're going to be erased once your usefulness is done by the CCG. Isn't that right, Heise? And I'm like, yo, that's straight up Kaneki talking to Heise, his alter ego, whatever it may be within their mind. Clear indication to me that Sasaki is Kaneki, and that it's the same kind of dynamic that Kaneki had with his inner self, his black-haired self, and Rize, that Heise is having with Kaneki right now, being suppressed in his subconscious in some way, shape, or form. So I like that, seeing that once again, Ishida just dropping mad hints, and I can't wait to see how it all comes together. At the end, we see this girl getting into Torso's cab as well. I believe that was Hinami. I'm not quite sure, because you can never really tell, because, you know, Ishida has this way of drawing characters that sometimes they just blend into each other, especially with the hair palettes. If you can't determine their unique hair palette because it's just straight up black, it's hard to tell. But it looks like Hinami to me. I believe it's Hinami, and she's like, yo, Torso, we got this message from the tree referring to our aogiri tree. So Torso has some connection to aogiri tree in that respect, along with Hinami and Ayato and whatnot being involved with aogiri as well now. And I'm just hyped as fuck for next chapter. Once again, I need to find out where it goes. The mystery is just always deepen with Tokyo Ghoul. Never do we get as many answers as we do questions. Even if we get the slightest hint in the answer or some hints here and there, like, there's just still more questions. Just more questions always crop up, like what's going on? Why is Hinami with aogiri? Who is the mystery, the one behind Torso? Some say Tsukiyama. Based on that profile shot, can already rule Tsukiyama out. It's probably a new character that we have yet to see. Serpent, I still believe, is either Amon. Most likely I'm going with Amon lurking around. He's a ghoul now, escaped from aogiri potentially, and is going around slaying ghouls still. Or Yomo potentially and whatnot. And just so many questions. The whole fucking indications, that clear indication of Kaneki speaking with Heise in his mind, that just seals the deal for me right now. Chapter 3, I'm convinced. I was convinced from the beginning, but I'm completely convinced now. And I just want to know everybody's thoughts. What do you think of these developments, seeing Purpura back? Who you think your theories are for Torso, Serpent, what Hinami's doing with aogiri, you know, Ure's true goal, everything going on with Sasaki and Kaneki being the same person. I truly believe that it's one and the same. There's just no way around it. There's no way around it. So let me know your thoughts. This chapter was really good in deepening the mystery, and I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. The art was a little rough in some places. Ishida kind of slipping, but I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. Let me know your thoughts. I'm out. Peace.